Now, I want to talk to a lady who has some very important views. Vaping is important for a lot of people. I know a couple who do it, and there are those who say, get off my case, but there should be nicotine vaping law in SA. Well, let's talk to one person who thinks that should be the case. One Nation's Sarah Game. Sarah, good morning. What do you base your wanting to legislate this on?
Thanks so much. Well, I just want to point out, firstly, there's a lot of misconception in the community about vaping. I mean, we've really got two main types of vaping products. You've got those available on the black market, which are completely unregulated, and we don't know what's in them, and we don't know the nicotine concentration. And that's not the type of vaping product that this legislation really addresses. This legislation is about making a regulated vaping product that has known ingredients of flavouring, solvents, and low-dose nicotine available to those adults who want to quit smoking. And at the moment, we've got a very unique high-barrier system in Australia that makes it almost impossible for those smokers who want to quit to take up this smoking cessation tool.
So they have to get a prescription, don't they?
That's right, and we are actually the only Western country to have this method. In the UK, European Union, Canada, United States, you can buy these regulated vapes just as easily as you can cigarettes, and they actually have a thing. I mean, in New Zealand, they passed recently with bipartisan support a similar piece of legislation, and they saw a huge decrease in the black market of vaping products, and they saw a huge decrease in smoking. Whereas here, you've got so many barriers. You need to firstly go and get a prescription from a doctor. Now, less than 1% of GPs are able to prescribe for nicotine vapes. We've only got 13 in the whole of South Australia, and they are not allowed to advertise that they provide this service. Once you finally find a GP who can prescribe, you then need to find a pharmacy that stocks the product. My understanding is that the stocks are very low. And as a consequence, something like 2% of vapes are bought through this government prescription model, and the other 98% are bought on the black market.
Now, if you go to an establishment that doesn't let you smoke, that will include vaping, because vaping is regarded as a form of smoking. So what is it you want to do that's going to change that?
So this legislation really does one thing, and that is it makes it just as easy to buy a regulated nicotine vape, which is a very useful smoking cessation tool, as it is to buy cigarettes. So at the moment, you can buy cigarettes from your corner shop, you can buy it from the service station, from the supermarket, but you can't buy regulated nicotine vapes. And this legislation really just says that these licensed retail outlets can stock these products.
Have you had many members of the public petitioning you to change or modify the rules on this?
Look, initially I was contacted by two experts interstate. They're physicians, and they've been working in the field of smoking cessation for a long time. Yep. And I think they were very upset, really, and distressed about the number of smoking-related deaths that we've got in this country, and that Australia has got a policy that actually is costing lives. And I really believe that. And it's harming people from financial hardship the most, because we know research says they are the heaviest smokers. And so they contacted me initially, but when I sort of put this out there to some of our constituents and on my social media, I've had a very positive response. I guess the main misunderstanding is people thinking, oh, you know, why would she want people to vape? You know, I don't want anyone to vape, and vaping a regulated product is very different than vaping a black market product. That, I think, is difficult for people to understand, you know. But really, the point of this legislation is to save lives of those smokers that are dying. And it's also being shown that by allowing these adults to actually have access to a regulated vape product, they're going to stop buying on the black market. And I think we'll find that we starve the black market and we see a massive decrease in youth vaping, which is what we've seen in other countries when they've passed similar legislation.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. Sarah's One Nation MLC. What do you think? Do you think that your attitude to vaping, it is still smoking? It's still regarded as same. If you vape or you know someone who does, 8223 0000.